Welcome to the clinical cookout. Cookout.
Well, hey y'all, it's Auntie Ashley at the Clinical Cookout and also your friendly neighborhood therapist. Today is Friday. So over at the Clinical Cookout, during our themed weeks, Friday is where I wrap up the themed week. And this week we talked all about friendship, birds of a feather, show me who your friends are. If you missed the episode, you can always go back and catch that on YouTube, or you can listen on Spotify, Apple, or Google Podcasts. And there was also other content throughout the week. We gave a lot of good information about friendship and how friendship relates to mental health, making friends, maintaining friendships, dealing with conflict within friendships, knowing when a friendship is over and it's time to move on, all kinds of things. So it's a lot of content for y'all to go back and look into. Go back and watch all of that informative information from the aunties this week. But today is my wrap up, and I wanted to make it fun because ultimately our friendships should be fun. They should be fun. They should not feel like a job or a duty. Otherwise, they are no longer pleasurable and beneficial to us. So what I'm going to do today is Friendly Neighborhood Therapist Friday, fun, fascinating facts about friendship. Ooh, bars. That's alliteration, ain't it? Let's get into it, y'all. All right, so all of the information and facts that I'm going to be giving y'all today comes from an article titled The Surprising Science Behind Friendship. And this article has so many different researched based, empirical evidence based facts to it. Now, when I say facts, often when we say facts in science, we mean that it was tested. There were studies done. There was research conducted over time, and they came to these conclusions that were factual, but we have to remember that that does not mean it applies in every case. It is a scientific fact, but we are also unique, and there are way too many people for something to be all people fall into this. So just keep that in mind. But these are really fascinating facts about friendship, so I want to share them with y'all. Fun, fascinating fact number 1 about friendship. It cuts our risk of mortality in half. Basically, that means if you have strong bonded relationships, friendships, support, you're likely to live longer. Fascinating fun fact number 2, it doubles our chances of recovering from depression. So even if you have been diagnosed with depression, or if you just have those times where your mood is low, if you go through seasonal affective disorder, which is more depressive moods in the winter season, if you have friends in a support group and close bonds, it doubles your chances of coming out of it, of recovering, of getting back to a good place. Fascinating fun fact number 3, it makes us 4.2 times less likely to succumb to the common cold. That one was just, I was like, wait, what? So you get sick less if you got friends? Okay. Fascinating fun fact number 4. So England University of Oxford psychologist Robin Dunbar said that friendship is literally responsible for our massive brains. Because we need that neural power to keep track of our various complex relationships, Dunbar found that the biggest predictor of a primate's brain size is the magnitude of its social group. So the bigger or stronger or more connected your social group, the bigger the brain. Fascinating fun friendship fact number 5. There is actual science behind that warm and fuzzy feeling we feel when we make friends and have a bond with them. So Naomi Eisenberg, a professor of social psychology at University of California, Los Angeles, wanted to know if it was literal truth behind that language of the warm and fuzzy feeling that we use to describe social connection. So in 2013, she conducted a study and published it in the Psychological Science Journal. And what she found was, yes, it's literally a true thing because our brain registers more activity in regions that detect and reward physical warmth. So that means we are borrowing from those brain regions that are associated with warmth to signal to us when we feel connected. Who would have knew? We really do get a warm and fuzzy feeling. Fun, fascinating fact number 6. Birds of a feather not only flock together, but they actually resemble each other genetically. Now, if you watched our trivia, which we do on Wednesday earlier in the day for the theme. If you watched our trivia, you might have heard me say that we typically tend to pick friends who are attractive, who we feel we have similarities with, right? So this is actually scientifically based. A 2014 study by Nicholas A. Christakis, a physician and sociologist at Yale University in Connecticut, and James Fowler, a professor of medical genetics and political science at the University of California at San Diego, found that friends may be kind of a functional kinship. Like you literally have genetic markers that match your friends. There's a reason we veer towards certain people. This is why we look for people who look something like us. Like we can somehow see this subconsciously. More specifically, close friends resemble fourth cousins. So if you got a best friend and they run some genetic testing, it is a possibility that your best friend and you's genetic DNA will look very similar to you and one of your fourth cousin's genetic DNA. Fascinating. So this literally means the genetic makeup resembles that of those who share great, great, great grandparents. So you know how, where I'm from, they quick to tell you somebody your cousin. That's your cousin. Might not really be your cousin. Might not really be your cousin. That just might be a close family friend that's done been in the family forever, and we look at them like family. But science shows y'all got similar genetic makeup somewhere down that line anyway. So you have a functional kinship. So yeah, it's cool to say that's my cousin. They're my play cousins. That's what I grew up saying. They're my play cousins. Might be factually true. Fun, fascinating fact number 7. In that same study, they found that friends also are likely to have similar senses of smell. Basically, if you met one of your close friends at a coffee shop and you love this coffee shop and they love this coffee shop, there's a certain smell to a coffee shop. If you are a library and book fanatic like me and you met a friend at an old antique type of bookstore, that smell of old paperback and bound books, there's a scent to that. And people who like that scent are drawn to those places, and therefore you're likely to meet someone that you have things in common with. Fascinating fun friend fact number 8. What we don't share is important too. So come to find out, friends have significantly different immune systems. So when it comes to the spread of infection, that makes some clear anthropological sense. So your friends won't leave you with some sickness that you can't get over. So basically, there is tremendous evolutionary value in social attachment, and we could very well be wired to develop these bonds for various different reasons. But overall, friendship is just beneficial. The friends that I have in my life, and I don't use the term friend lightly because there's a difference between a friend and just somebody you can have fun with or an associate or somebody you're cordial with. Friend is not something that I use lightly because it used to be. It used to be. Like I said in the episode, if you watched, I was that kid and that teenager growing up where I wanted to be liked so bad that everybody was my friend. I was good. I forgave things that I should have never forgiven. I dealt with things that I shouldn't have never dealt with because I just wanted to be liked. But that too can be related to this whole fun facts of friendship. The bonds, creating those bonds for different reasons is needed. So I had the need to be liked and to have bonds. But growing and getting older and maturing, quantity does not matter. Quality is what matters when it comes to friendships. You can have fewer friends with tighter bonds, and it has more impact on you than having tons of friends. That's all I got for y'all today. I hope you enjoyed these fascinating, fun friendship facts on this Friendly Neighborhood Therapist Friday. Bars! But y'all have a beautiful, wonderful rest of the day, and join us next week for our next theme.